No one else in history has had more of a lasting impact than Jesus, and he did it just in 3 years. Imagine if you could learn his secrets. Imagine if you had his authority. It begins in the first century Galilee. This extraordinary leader chose a few ordinary young people, fishermen, a tax collector, others.
"Come, follow me," Jesus said, "and I will send you out to fish for people." Matthew 4:19.
It was a young, inexperienced Jim. How could this change the world? His first secret was looking at the potential of these young men. What they would become, not what they were now. He formed the kingdom community. He was not like a normal leader. He had authority from outside of this world. But how? We get a glimpse when he's baptized by John.
A voice from heaven said, "This is my son, and I love him. I am very pleased with him." Matthew 3:17.
Jesus' identity was found in God. He knew he was loved. He was not a people pleaser. He modeled leading for an audience of one, God, his Father. Leaders are learners. Disciple simply means learner. What Jesus learned, he passed on to his disciples, teaching through every moment.
Jesus saw the crowds, so he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him. Then he began to teach them. Matthew 5:1-2.
He was teaching God's kingdom way in his Sermon on the Mountain. A blueprint of how to be accountable to God and to each other.
Everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice is like a wise man. He builds his house on the rock. Matthew 7:24.
So for 3 years, Jesus and his disciples experienced life and faith. He modeled faith on a boat. He modeled authority by remaining silent. He challenged them to do the impossible. He created new pictures in their minds by telling stories. These stories are kingdom resources that have changed thinking throughout history. He was demonstrating, stay with me, learn from me, and become like me. Do as I do. He sent the disciples out in pairs. He gave them authority and responsibility, even as they were still young and learning. Jesus was the best mentor. He modeled authentic, kind, relational, servant-hearted leadership, showing selfless love all the way to dying on the cross to bear all the sins of the world. He was a leader who lowered himself to see others succeed. Jesus' effectiveness as a leader was in raising up his disciples to take over.
He said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. So you must go and make disciples of all nations." Matthew 28:18-20.
He left them to take over the work with the help of the Holy Spirit. They lived out what they had learned and seen in Jesus. They were disciples who made disciples to the end of the earth. We are the results of the first disciples who learned the habits and patterns of Jesus so well 2,000 years later. You now know Jesus' secrets, and He offers you His authority. Learn from Jesus and go make disciples for Him. We are Jesus' team now.